All right, mailman just left and I can't wait to show you what he dropped off. Let's go check it out. If you remember back in January, I did a review of the Think Diag 2. Now it's what I recommended for do-it-yourselfers for one major reason, the price. Super cheap, but you guys didn't like it and you let me know about it. The problem that you had with it is that it had a 1-year subscription, so you had to keep renewing it to be able to use it. Well, I went back to Thinkcar and told them what you thought, and this is what they came out with. This is specifically designed just for you. I really want to show it to you. So let's go ahead and go back into the shop. I'm going to open this up. Then we're going to take it out into the real world, work on some real cars, and we can see what this actually does. Let's get started. When the folks over at Thinkcar mentioned to me that they're developing a brand new scan tool, I was intrigued, but it wasn't until I read the most important part that I got really excited. This is the first scan tool I've ever seen that comes with lifetime free updates. And that's an industry disrupting idea that I think should catch on quick, or other tools are going to be left in the dust. Speaking of innovations, check out the magnet on this Bluetooth dongle. I'm loving it. And of course, the most satisfying part of any scanner purchase. Yeah, look at that clean, smooth glass. That glass is covering a high-resolution 8-inch screen. Now behind that is a 4150 milliamp hour battery, which is a bit light for this. It's got enough processing power to keep those scans going very quick and enough storage space to keep those lifetime updates on board. And a 12-month warranty that'll keep you protected in case of any defects. But what can this tool actually do? How about 34 maintenance functions, ECU coding, CAN FD? You've got auto-auth access for those Chrysler Jeep Dodge products. You've got bidirectional control and DOIP. More on that in a minute. Let's go out into the field and check it out. This is a pretty clean 2014 Impala, low miles, so I want to scan it. See how fast it searches for the VIN here. It's actually got a battery on it, so we can do that. Some of these cars are going to need to be jump started, and we can't scan them. All right, we can check out the whole report. We've got one problem in the EBCM, the brake controller. 3 airbag codes. The AC compressor valve control circuit, that's open, so AC might not even work. Let's move on. It's got 1 code in the BCM. It's got a license plate lamp fault, so you need to replace your license plate light bulb. That's it. It's the only thing wrong with this car. So we're looking at a 2016 F-150. I've got a health report on there. It's got 10 DTCs, ABS, body control module. A lot of these are because we had a bad battery. It's got jump start written on the windshield there. So you got battery voltage problems. Now this one here, recirculation damper. So somewhere inside the dash on the HVAC, it's got a motor that's gone bad. Hopefully you don't have to pull the dash on this one, but we can look that up to see. And a wiper mode switch. That switch is right here on the column. So we've only got a couple of problems, nothing in the engine computer. So this looks like a pretty good buy. All right, I am back from the auction now, and I've been able to use this on a few cars that were out there. Quite a few, actually. I scanned a bunch of them. They had about 50 cars. I didn't get that crazy. Maybe about 10% of them, 5, 6 cars maybe. Fords, Chevys, and a Nissan was out there. And I was able to steer clear of a car that would have been a complete nightmare. Scanned it for codes. It was one of the Fords. It was a newer one, 2017, and it had a whole slew of overheating codes. Engine temperature, cylinder head temperature, all of these overheating codes. And I let a few people know too that were around me. A lot of people were looking at this car. They saw those codes and whoosh, they took off, because it's probably going to be something really, really expensive, maybe head gaskets or other issues. Wouldn't want to have to deal with that, so I'm glad I had this to steer me clear of that, which is one of the ones that I had on my list. So I have a couple thoughts on using this tool. Number one, I love this magnet. This is such a good idea. Probably the first one ever. It's the first one that I've seen. Look how strong this magnet is. I'm just grabbing that dongle. Now if you shake it, obviously it'll come off, but it is a very strong magnet. It can pick up the whole scanner. It's not designed as a handle, but you could probably use it as one if you're careful. I really like that though. You don't have to stick it in some sort of a pocket or lose it in your pocket or in the car. If you look on the back of the tool and it's not there, you gotta go find it, put it right back where it goes. Super easy. And again, this kickstand, too many of these scanners don't come with a proper kickstand. This one is fantastic. Has a nice tight feel to it, so I can put it in just about any position and it's gonna stay there. It's not gonna flop around on me. So I really like that. They did a good job with the design on the outside here. Speaking of that, thin, light. It's still got the ruggedized edges, it's durable, but it's light. It's a lot lighter than some of these bigger tools that I've got. And I'm glad I had that because I was using this for at least an hour, probably about an hour and a half of just constantly scanning cars and holding on to it, and it just made it that much easier. I'm not dragging around this giant brick that weighs like 5 pounds, so that I'm glad about. It's got a good sized screen, should be about an 8-inch screen, which is bigger than the K7 that I tested. The screen resolution on this is much better even than like a snap-on scanner I've tested. It's very clear, very sharp, and I like this new user interface. It's much more professional. It looks more dialed in. They spent a lot of time on it and it shows. All the other Think tools that I've used in the past look kind of cartoony and sort of like a toy. This, I mean, other than having a cartoon ape on there, other than that, it's very good. It's laid out well and it's very intuitive. Got one gripe though. This little guy here at the top right hand, oops, let me show you. Top right hand of the screen here, that's gonna be their customer service, phone a friend type of thing. If you're having a problem with this, this will give you your technical support. You can one step click, you know, and you go right to it. And this reminds you, no matter what screen you're on, there it is. It reminds you that you've got that. This is a lifetime supported tool, so that's good, but it gets in the way. I kind of wish I could get rid of it. Now I've moved it around. I've moved it, you know, to the bottom right or bottom left or something like that, just to get it out of my way on the screen that I'm on. But when you restart it, it pops right back up to its home position here at the top right. So not the best. That's something that I wish it wasn't there, but I understand why it's there, because they want you to be satisfied with the tool. And this is the dongle support cable. Let's put it in the right way here. So your Bluetooth will go onto there and this will plug into the vehicle. And now you've got a network connection. And that network connection is going to give you access to DOIP, Diagnostics over Internet Protocol, and that's pretty good. So even if you have just this little Bluetooth dongle, now you have a very powerful tool at your fingertips, which is like technical support, but even better. It's a really good piece of kit. I'm glad that they include that on there. This is way a lot of diagnostics are going, because so many cars are so complicated now that you can just phone a friend, get an expert on the exact car model that you're working on, and they can help you out directly using this and a network connection. Now you're probably going to have to pay for whatever service that you're using, but at least they have it available on this tool, and that's a really good feature to have. I'm glad they went above and beyond here on the design of this tool, because it's 2024. You want to differentiate. You want to have something that's unique, that looks good and clean. You know, the people at the auction, they were kind of gathered around this thing. Everyone wanted to see what I was doing. They'd never seen something like this before, and it got a lot of attention. Now, before I went out to that auction lot, I made sure I downloaded all of the latest software for all the car makes that I was going to be looking at. And I went out there. There's no Wi-Fi, there's no cell phone connectivity out there, and I was able to use this 100% without any problems. You don't have to be connected to Wi-Fi or any kind of internet connection to be able to use this tool, unless you're using a Stellantis product. Any Chrysler Fiat 18 and newer, you're going to have to go online to get authorization to use your scanner on that car. Other than that though, any other car, this is going to work just fine. And I know some of you had reservations about that, thinking that you have to be connected to the internet for this to work, or for any scan tool to work, and you don't. All you need this for is for downloading any kind of updates, if you want the tool to be connected for DOIP. But if you're doing the diagnostic yourself, you could do it at the junkyard, you can do it at the auction yard, you could do it on the moon, it doesn't matter. As long as your software is updated before you go, you're going to be just fine. Thinkcar really stepped it up when they designed this tool around your specifications. You said you wanted it to go under $500, check. You want a decent 8-inch touchscreen, check. Bluetooth connection, check. And I think most importantly, you want this to be a tool that you own with no subscriptions. That's what you've got here. Lifetime free updates, check. This is the new tool to beat. This is going to be the top dog for DIYers, or really anyone who wants a full function scan tool that they can own forever for $500 or less. This is the way to go. Now, some of you are going to be saying, but Uncle Steve, it's more than $500 on the website. Yes, I know, but for viewers of this channel, you've got a discount code. Go down below, click on that, and you're going to get this under the $500 mark. So that's an amazing deal. It's not going to last, so go down there right now. This is the time to do it. Get yourself the newest, latest Thinkscan 689 BT from Thinkcar. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.